Module 1.5, what is Google AdWords? I showed you earlier the search results page for Google. There is text ads at the top. In this case, you see 4 sort of text ads in that red box. On the right, you see Google Shopping. Down below, of course, at the bottom, we'd also see a few more text ads. But in order to run these ads, we need to use Google AdWords. Google AdWords obviously is a platform where we run ads to show these ads on Google. If you've recently created your Google AdWords account, it may look like this. This is the new Google beta version of Google AdWords. Looks a little bit different if you've seen the old version of Google AdWords. I believe it's the default view for all new AdWords accounts. If you do not like this view, if you think it's a little too confusing or you're not used to it, you can change back to the Google Alpha version by going to the 3 little dots in the upper right hand corner, clicking those 3 dots and say convert to Google Alpha version. This is the Google Alpha version that many of us are used to. It's been around for quite some time. It is, in some people's opinion, a little bit cleaner, a little bit easier to understand. As a new Google AdWords user, there are a couple areas I'd like to point out. First is just the Campaigns tab. Clicking the Campaigns tab will give you this view of all of your campaigns, all of your data. Second is Tools. So this is where you can find conversion tracking, various tools through Google. But for the most part, most of you will be spending a majority of your time in the Campaigns tab, where you can see an overall preview of your campaign performance. Now, you have campaigns, ad groups, product groups, settings, ads, etc., etc., etc. Depending on what campaign type you run, depending on what your strategy is, you may or may not use some of these tabs. But for the most part, this is sort of just a quick high-level overview. I did want to show a couple things real quick. So this is a live view of my Google AdWords account for Modvera lighting. Some before campaigns, tools, have settings up here in the upper right hand corner. But one of the most frequently asked questions is, well, how do I get this data? How do I change what I'm seeing? Because when you first create your account, Google is just going to give you the columns that are the default columns, or they may show like interactions or impressions or click-through rate, but they may not give you some of the important data like total conversion value, search impression share, pages per session. So to get these columns to look the way that you want it to look, you have to click columns here and modify column. Like I said, this is probably one of the most frequently asked questions, so I wanted just to quickly go over this with you. But once you click columns, you can just literally go in here and say you want to look at conversions and you want to look at, I don't know, phone conversions or something. Or you wanted to create your own custom column for gross profit. Whatever you want, you can add in here. But generally what I like to look at is clicks, impressions, click-through rate, CPC, cost, position, conversions, cost per conversion, just sort of an FY type deal. Conversion rate, super important. Conversion or total conversion value, very important. And then conversion value over cost. This is a very commonly overlooked column. This is sort of your, quote unquote ROI or ROAS or any sort of other sort of KPI. This is typically a function of that number. Conversion value over cost is just total conversion value divided by cost. So it can give you just a quick snapshot of how profitable are the campaigns compared to each other. So there's a couple other columns in here that I like to put in. These are from Google Analytics. You can, more advanced users may want to link their AdWords account and the Google Analytics account in order to see some more granular data about how people interact with your page. So like, for example, bounce rate. If your bounce rate is too high, you may want to make adjustments regardless of how much it is driving in profitability or conversions. So hopefully this gives you just a quick overview of Google AdWords. Like I said, I just wanted this to be very high level. Don't get overwhelmed. It's pretty basic once you get into it.